Alrighty, and they're off. So first things first, like in the past two Mega Man X games, we have to go through an intro stage. And what we have at our disposal is the dash. X2. The best thing to see here is basically just like a continual movement. All of the enemies, you just want to buster through them as quick as you can. Both executing the small X portion of this stage very well. And then, spoiler alert, after mech, we get our buddy Zero pops in. The first play as Zero in the X series. Not very useful in this game, actually, for the speed run. He will become useful later on, though, in the second Doppler stage. But for now, we're just gonna charge up all the way to the green and let go of one of the charge shots so that we can take Mac down with one charge shot and a saber, just like that. Just to finish off the stage. And you see two different strats there. You saw Justin just go for the standard right wall. And EaB went for the left wall there. It saves a little bit of frames. I've seen a lot of players do a double kick at the very end there. You can actually get away with not doing the double kick. As long as you place your wall kicks. And the intro boss, pretty straightforward. What I do is make sure that you get two full charge shots off on them. And the rest of them can be either the lemons or just a normal green charge. But it looks like Justin just 1 second ahead at this point. So very close match so far. And the first stage we're going to be going to is Blizzard Buffalo. We're actually going to be getting the dash boots. Well, we have the dash boots, but the air dash boot upgrade. And right off the bat, you'll see this stage has a lot of crazy movement in it because of the ice physics. You saw them jump off the downward slope. Pretty massive speed boost off of. It's still EaB just 1 second behind. Pretty close. Oh, got a little caught up there for a second. The best way to get through these ladders is to do some gap jumps. See, Justin got hung up there just a little bit. This one at the top, very nice. Alright, so they both get the kick there, that's good. Last thing you want to do is miss the ledge there and fall down to the bottom. You can still get back up with a really precise Iceless-esque. It's no fun having to do that. And right here at the very end, you'll see another, they jump right off that little ice slope and do an air dash. Get some speed boost. Now for this fight, it's very beginner friendly actually for a lot of people who first learn this game. But one of the more advanced strats that you'll see both of them doing, it's not necessarily that advanced, but because they're doing like a CFO strat where the travel time from the lemon that they shoot, they're using to their next charge ready. And basically just going back and forth with that, keeping Blizzard Buffalo in his iframes at the same time as jumping at the right time to manipulate its AI to smash his head back into the wall. So they both have a pretty decent fight. And from here, they're going to be both going to Seahorse. And the ice is Seahorse's weakness. As well as it's good to get this stage out of the way because we don't want to have to fight Bit. Could happen in a 100% route. But here we can get Seahorse out of the way early. Here's one of the best parts of this speedrun, actually. Yeah, fairly decently. And there's another climb coming up too as well. After this underwater section that can look really good when it's executed right. But yeah, like I was saying with the 100% route, the main reason we don't want to fight Bit here is because ice is his weakness, as well as this mini boss right here that they're both going to be fighting. And then as well Seahorse, also the ice. So you have to do a bit of ammo management in the 100% route, but thankfully here in the any percent we can use ice for the mini boss and Seahorse without having to worry about fighting Bit. Getting the gap. Justin just barely misses it. Alright, and for the Seahorse fight, it's going to be over and done pretty quickly. Strange iframes that you can get some shots in midway through. As you see there, his health just starts draining. Ooh, and they both accidentally hit him an extra one. The thing that you want to do, they both have a pretty quick fight, but the thing that you want to do is make sure that you don't hit him the second time. Guy shots in, and then as soon as he comes out of his iframes, he's going to jump up one more time. You can get a quick 2-cycle on him. Yeah, blue shirt. It's basically Saber percent. Dash boots are the two upgrades. So then after you fight the first two Mavericks, you get this lovely scene where we introduce Bit and Bite, which will be showing up in the next Maverick stages, as well as this mysterious Maverick. Whoever could he be? Oh man, EAB going for that right wall strat. So here at the next 3 to 5 Maverick stages, we'll get Bit in these mini boss rooms. You see EAB gets them right here. This looks like Justin does as well. 6 through 8 Maverick stage, we'll be fighting the bigger guy, Bite. And the thing you want to do here, since ice is his weakness, get a first shot off him, do the rest with ice, and then finish him off with a lemon. Because if you accidentally kill him with his weakness, he'll actually do an entire explosion sequence, which wastes a lot of time. And you see there, Justin had a really good fight. And then he puts his back foot against that door, so right when he shoots him, the door animation starts instantly. Extra faster. In all 3 of the first Mega Man X games, the Japanese text is faster. coming up to this mini boss here. Mash through basically. Looks like EaB does some pretty good mashing there. Uh-oh, Justin. He's for him. Right, he's got him. Justin's a good enough runner to where even if he doesn't get a health drop here, he shouldn't have any issues. New runners this stage can be pretty brutal. Oh boy, gets hit by the... Let's see what he does here. I'm surprised he's not using ice there to maybe get a health drop. Yep, looks like he got through there cleanly and can't... Ooh, no, Justin! No! I'm gonna go back down just in case one of the projectiles came up. Ooh, that's not good. EaB. It's a little bit risky there. That's gonna definitely set Justin back a bit, but it's definitely not over yet. As well as we actually get to see Tunnel Rhino do some different moves instead of just ramming his head against the wall back and forth. It's a weird thing about Rhino is if you die after the checkpoint, and unlocks all of his different moves. But if you don't die throughout the stage, he just... Fourth. All right, and we got EaB in Tiger Stage coming up against this mini boss here. And almost gets the quick kill. The worm mini boss takes 5 ice shots. Oh no, Justin with another death. Uh-oh. Is he... Not sure. You gonna password back in, or I'm not sure. Looks like he forfeited. Dang, Justin. I feel for you, man. That was rough. Yeah, we still have another race to go. It is best 2 out of 3, so Justin still has a chance here as long as he wins the next 2 matches. So at this point, we're just going to be watching EaB. He's got to finish the run to get this match. And he has a pretty clean... Oh, jump input, got 8. Man, see, that's the thing about X3 is there's a weird, yeah, typical X3. Oh boy, EaB taking some heavy damage from the tiger. Looks like he'll be fine though. A decent pattern from the tiger. Oh, now we're getting the charges. EaB dying to tiger. So for those who are new to this run, this isn't exactly atypical of X3. A lot of enemies do pretty massive damage, as well as the bosses do. They pack a pretty heavy punch on contact. Yeah, EaB definitely has to finish this in order to win the match. All right, and Tiger is down. All right, and then we're off to Catfish Stage. And it looks like EaB is going to be going for this left wall strat. Uses the drills to get through the iframes. I'm not really sure how that works. Oh, he gets the weird it's the weird animation double over there by the elevator. But yeah, if you drill into enemies for whatever reason, X doesn't, his hitbox can actually just go straight through him for some reason. As you see here, he's going to be using some of those drills to just speed it up, going through a few of those enemies there. Now for X3, Catfish is basically the big moments of the run. You want to drain as much health as possible before he goes into his second phase. Because the second phase, it takes a lot longer for you to do some damage onto him. Does here, gets a jump. Looks like he's gonna try. Nope. Dang. Yeah, if you get up against the wall, you can actually get more jumps than just the one, which can line you up for some more shots. But as you can see here, do a second phase, you're just going to be using drills, and every time he jumps, you got to wait for his iframes to reset to get another drill onto him. The do before that phase, the better. It's like Justin doing a little bit of buster action here. That's funny, I actually did a buster only thing of X3 last night. This fight in particular, you can do like a CFO strat on, which is kind of cool. Looks like EaB doesn't get Bite to show up. Showing up, this can be a pretty short stage, but we're actually going to be going to Vile's secret stage. Oh, sorry, Mysterious Maverick, not Vile. But yeah, he's going to make his way up here. Bree is pretty random. The best you can do really is use the Triad Thunder to hopefully block it out of the way. Alright, so this fight is extremely straightforward. Obviously, as you can see in this first phase, as soon as he comes up to you, all he's going to do is punch over and over and over again. And as long as you time it right, you can just jump right over it. And you want to do 4 full charge shots and then switch to his weakness, Ray Splasher, just so that you have exactly enough to finish off the fight with Ray Splasher. which is very important for this category. You do want to kill Vile with his weakness, as opposed to Bit and Bite where you don't. Main reason being is in the Doppler 2 stage, if you don't kill Vile with his weakness, he'll actually show up again. And it'll appear as if he's already gone through the stage, basically, and you'll fight him as the boss for the stage. But as long as you kill Vile, that won't happen, and you'll get an optional mini-boss fight in Doppler 2, which you need to get the Z-Saber from 0. And then in this little hallway to get rid of those wall enemies, shows off a little bit of tech with the Triad Thunder you can do. You have to press shoot 4 times when it comes out, and it'll actually flip around to the other side, and you can do that a maximum of 4 times. So there throughout that hallway, you saw he was just mashing the shoot button to keep the Triad Thunder out, flipping back and forth. And is just doing a little bit of practice for the next match. EaB having a pretty clean climb up to the crawfish fight. Again, like the seahorse fight, you'll notice we're actually going to be abusing the iframes a little bit here. So that in the middle of crawfish's iframes, he's still vulnerable. It just starts draining as EaB mashes lemons into him. Almost gets the 2-cycle. Finishes it off with an acid shot. That's pretty funny. So we're on to the Beetle Stage. Looks like EaB is doing a bunch of buster strats. It's pretty cool to get through those enemies there. You'll see a lot of people use the spinning blade. And it looks like he's getting the bite fight here. And again, you don't want to kill this guy with his weakness. Like I said before, it'll an explosion sequence which wastes a lot of time. So you see him throwing drills back and forth here, and then at this last one, he's gonna actually go around Bite and then have him mash himself into the wall there, so that you can get the last shot on him while he's at the door. A fancy climb right there. That was pretty cool. And he kills the dude right at the end. I'm really liking EaB's buster strats here. It's super cool. Alright, so here comes probably the hardest boss fight in the whole game for sure. Runners, this can be a pretty giant roadblock. So he comes up with the charge shot, then starts with the race splasher. Yeah, you really got to be careful with those jumps, because he can jump pretty far, and you definitely don't want to get hit by those jumps. Ooh, EaB just barely makes it. All right, and he's on to the last Maverick. The one and only Explos Hornek. I believe is what he's called in the Japanese version. Let's see if he goes for the low percent ledge grabs. Nope, he's going to be doing up dashes. Don't really lose that much time as opposed to the low percent ledge grabs. Yep, and then this mini boss is pretty straightforward as well. Anytime that you shoot at him, he'll actually jump over you. His weakness, you take him out pretty quick. As long as you don't, bonk him over and over again. And then this roof section can cause a ton of lag. So getting rid of these enemies with the buster is preferred, and EaB does it really well right there. And then we got one more little section here with some conveyor belts, and then some boxes you gotta shoot through before the boss. We're actually not going to be using the intended weakness, which is Gravity Beetle's power, the Gravity Well, just because it takes so long. It's kind of a common theme in this game where the intended weakness frames for the boss lasts a bit longer, and it's not preferred to fight most of the bosses with their intended weakness in the speedrun. So instead, we're going to be using the secondary weakness, which is the Spinning Blade. A lot less iframes, and it does 2 damage on each hit. Get each hit in as quick as possible. It can be a pretty speedy fight. I didn't even notice. I was watching EaB. It looks like Justin got a 1 drill. That's funny. Yep, and it doesn't even matter. It's cool, but it sucks that it was just in a warming up practice session. All right, so all the 8 Mavericks are dead, and we are on to the Doppler stages. Turns out Doppler's lair was underground in the middle the whole time. Who would have thought? The first thing here is EaB going to be doing the acid through the ladder, and he does. Nice. Then he'll be switching to Spinning Blade to get through this little section with the falling spikes pretty quick. To the mini boss for this stage, which will be taking one intentional damage from him to get behind, and it'll take 1 charge shot and then 2 ice hits. It's like he's doing the. I saw Louise doing that strat not too long ago. I thought it was really cool. What you'll see is they jump around first and then turn around with the ice, but he actually waits there a second and shoots the first ice. And you'll notice the ice actually takes a second before it starts moving forward. So he uses that time to hit the boss with the mini boss with the first ice, jump around, and then and then the one that he initially shot hits right after. Alright, so we didn't kill Bit and Bite away, and now they're back to form into the God Car Machine. And their weakness is the Ray Splasher. Now, with the God Car Machine, you definitely don't want to get hit by anything he does, because it hurts a lot. But thankfully, as long as you've enough, his pattern is pretty straightforward and easy. Yeah. There you go. Just dash under the sword slashes, and then if he decides to come out to try and grab you, you just jump around it. The record is 39-39 by Luis Miguel. So on to Doppler 2. Finally, we get Zero's chance to shine. This is his chance to shine and then immediately die, basically. So like I was saying before, since we killed Vile, the stage has this water section, and then the actually shows up here. And if we fight the mini boss with Zero, it'll come down and do like a devastating blow on Zero. Enough so that, you see right here, instantly 1 health. And then Zero, or sorry, not Zero, but X pops in. And Zero says, "Oh man, I can't make it. Go on without me and take my saber." So from here on out, we'll have X with the saber. And with the saber, we can do some saber neons. Cool. Get a little extra jump here, which for the elevator skip comes in pretty handy. Let's see how EaB does here. Oh, a little low. Should be fine though. Yeah, there you go. Saber, damage boost, last saber, and he's up. Easy peasy. So the saber neons work similarly to just the standard neon jumps, but you have a bit of a bigger window to execute them. Just dashing and then jump and shoot on the same frame. And for some reason the game thinks that you're still on the ground when you do that, so it'll actually give you a jump midair. Is he only 7 seconds behind? Did you get a new PB, Justin? I didn't even know. Did you get a 39 recently? Maybe I'm just out of the loop, I don't know. I could just check. Okay. Yeah, as far as I know, there's only 2 39s, isn't there? Or maybe it's just the one. I think it's 2 though. Yeah, it's... Arch guard, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was gonna say, Arch guard actually, but I wasn't. Alright, so on these refights, thanks to the saber, they're pretty quick business. For some of these, you'll see EaB actually turn around to do the saber. The box for the saber actually comes from behind X as he pulls the saber out. And and get the hit on him, the better. So that's why he'll be doing that here and there. And it looks like he's going to be switching to Ray Splasher for the Beetle fight, which is a good choice. It actually mitigates some of the RNG here because, oh boy, but he still gets the stupid rainbow effect. Yeah, so the Beetle fight is, I mean, it can be quick, but which is really annoying, is turn into that rainbowy effect and do a charge attack, which at that point the Saber doesn't actually do any damage, unfortunately. The horse fight, he's gonna start with the ice and then hold the charge, switch back to Buster, instantaneous. But he'll also be doing that for the crawfish fight as well, starting with Triad Thunder and then instant kill with the Saber. Looks like he's gonna go for one little health drop there. Nice little safe strat. Oh, did he? I'm not sure if he forgot to switch all the way or what happened there. That was weird. Yeah, X2 is a great speedrun. It's really fun. A little bit biased because these are like pretty much the only games I run. It's X1 through X3. And I believe that's the last one. He just did them straight in order, basically. So then we're on to Doppler. Let's see how many lasers he can skip, maybe. Come on. 2 hits, that's not bad. For the quick kill. Can be a little bit dangerous, but I'm sure he will. So Doppler has this like recharge, or like however you want to call it, I'm not really sure, but when you shoot him, he'll like gain his health back. So you let go of that first shot, and then he dashes into the wall, lets go of the charge shot, and then instant Saber. But yeah. I guess if EAB made like some pretty major mistakes, maybe you could have came back from it. Looks now, yeah, definitely not. Our Rhino Stage strikes again. Oh, he goes for the Saber gap. Doesn't quite get it, but almost. The worst deaths you can get to is in Rhino Stage, right before the door. Before the door is the worst. All right, and we got one more fight. Final form of Sigma. It's just going to be 2 sabers. The only thing you want to be careful here is you don't really want to... You can only get hit twice. Intentional damage boost right there on the foot to get inside of Sigma, and let's go of the second saber. And with that, I believe EAB will be finishing this first match. Let's go, a couple acid right at the end. Nice. Alright, so GG to EAB to win. 41-27. He stopped the timer. Is that like a real 41-27, or did he stop at the hallway? Either way, that's my PB, which is kind of funny. Yep. Or wait, did I say door? I meant the wall. There's no door there. When he stopped at the wall. I don't know, either way. Yeah, Laseki. He won the first race. Yeah, it's pretty rough. 2 deaths in Rhino. I can't really say if I would keep going after that. Honestly. Alright, well, I'm gonna grab a little bit of water, so I'll be back in just 2 seconds, but starting the next match pretty shortly here. Alright, and I'm back. Get to see the lovely Japanese names for the bosses. Gravity Beat Bood. Pretty good name. I'd say maybe that's like the only downside to X3 as a viewer. Especially as like a new viewer, like X1 and X2, you get to see the weird like Japanese names you've probably never heard of before. But in X3, you're able to skip the boss intros, so you don't really get to see it until the credits. So it's still there, but you just gotta sit through the credits to see them. Bajurilla. Then, yep, Vava, MK2. Something that New posted in the Discord recently I thought was interesting. Like, I knew it, but I just hadn't really thought about it before, but if you fight Vile in Doppler 2, he's in his ride armor. There's one attack that he can do that can one-shot you at base health. Alright, and they're both in menu, so it looks like they're going to be getting started here in just a second. Oh, no, I'm not sure. No, they're getting started, looks like. All right, and they're off. So good luck to both runners. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a third match. I'm hoping we do. I don't think it's on the screen. Maybe it is. Oh no, it is. It shows the wins. Sorry. So yeah, EAB won the first match. So now we're on to the second. And it's the best 2 out of 3. This intro stage is pretty straightforward. Just bustering through all the enemies as fast as you can. Get to the small cutscene where Mac decides to take X. I'm not sure what the backstory was on that one. Wasn't Mac like a good Reploid at one point, and then he like turned Maverick right there or something? Incredible. So whatever, Mac, whatever your intentions are, who cares? So then we get to play as Zero to come in and save the day. Our first chance at being able to play Zero in the X series. Make our way up that climb. We're just going to let go of our first charge shot. With Zero on the full charge, you get 2 full charge shots, and then the Saber. And it only takes 1 and a Saber to kill Max, so you let go of the first one first. And then here, I believe the same thing as before. Yeah, EaB is going to go for the left wall strat, and then Justin goes right wall. Going left wall only saves a few frames, really swaggy, so definitely something worth going for if you're really into the swag points. And they both make pretty quick business of the intro boss. Let's see what the time is. It'd be funny if Justin was 1 second ahead like before. 2-1, yep. Nice. And the first stage we're going to be going to is Blizzard Buffalo. These are some pretty crazy ice physics. Pretty much the only time you really get to experience it in the game. North slopes, when you jump off of them, you get a pretty massive speed boost. So taking advantage of that basically at any point you can. And there's a weird thing too, like if you know in X1, there's these slope jumps that you can do. Where if you're walking down a slope and you jump, you get some extra height and speed. The X3, but you can actually do it on a flat surface, on ice, for whatever reason, with just like a quick turnaround. I believe EaB will do on the final gap up on this climb here. Goes for the left wall. Nice. So right here. Quick spin, and you get some extra height there. All right, Justin hitting the door at 414. Not a substantial lead, but let's see, then 420 for EaB. And they're both going to be doing a CFO strat here. So for anybody new watching this, you'll notice that Buffalo is just kind of ramming his head into the wall over and over again. And that's because he's got really great AI. So that when you jump, as he turns around, for whatever reason, he thinks you're behind him. And just... the standard strat would be to just hold up charge shots and just shoot him over and over again. But you can actually do a small CFO strat there and use the travel time from the lemons to get some more charge and just get shots on constantly. Between the Japanese and North American, I think it's text speed. There might be like a couple minor things as well, like glitchy stuff maybe, but I don't know for sure. Not anything that would speed run. So yeah, they make it through the seahorse climb pretty well. Flubs, but nothing too major. And they're onto this mini boss here. Weakness is ice, so we're basically just gonna be shooting some ice shots at him. I love his little animation where he's like puts his hand up like, no, stop hitting me. This second climb here. Like Justin getting up there pretty easily and gets the gap at the end. Very nice. EaB just barely misses it. To the Seahorse Fight, which has some weird glitchy iframes. Makes me wonder if it was intentional or not. I've got to imagine it wasn't. But yeah, you can see the health draining really, really fast there, and Justin gets a quick 3 cycle there. So in the middle of his iframes, he's vulnerable again. Weakness. If you mash shots into him like that really quickly, you can drain his health pretty fast. So it looks like it was 7:56 at the start of the cutscene for Justin. 8:03, 8:04 for EaB. So substantial lead, but Justin is in the lead at this point. As we get this cutscene coming out from after X, and then whoever this mysterious Maverick might be, we'll find out later. We're on to Tunnel Rhino Stage. Oh no, Justin taking a hit early on. It's never a good sign. Thankfully, after a bit here, there is a health behind one of those screw wall enemies. The ice power. He can use that to get some health if he needs. Yep, looks like he's gonna go up for it. He gets to fight Bit. So these little mini boss rooms are in each stage, and Bit will show up between 3 and 5 of the 8 Mavericks, and then Bite will show up in the 6 through 8. And it doesn't necessarily matter which stage you get them in. Preferably you want to get them right away. The only reason being is when you have to switch to ice for the Bit fight, it's better to just have to do the one swap instead of after fighting Tunnel Rhino, you'll have the drill power. You'll have to do a double swap left. So that's really the only difference. It's just preferable to get them early. So it may seem like Justin has a much more substantial lead than he does at this point, but just remember that he has not actually fought in Bit yet. And for the Rhino fight, so since neither, well, I can't say quite yet, but at least for Justin, he hasn't died before after the first mini-boss room door. The mini-boss room door. So as long as you don't die throughout the stage, Tunnel Rhino will only do one attack, basically, and that is charge back and forth. And you want to start with a charge shot to do the first initial 2 damage, and then each acid does 3. So for the 32 health, you know, it's just simple math. You do the first 2 shots and then 10 acid. Perfectly. All right, so Justin's on to. You'll notice with this up dash here, this little like dragonfly enemy, you can kind of just like weirdly glitch through or zip through with the up dash animation. And then he'll be coming up to this worm mini boss that you can do a quick kill on. It takes 5 ice shots, so you initially just want to jump, wall kick over, and shoot 2, and then you can jump up, air dash into him, and get the last 3. Justin did really nice there. If you don't get the 1 cycle, or the quick cycle, however you want to call it, out from the left side, and you just throw an ice up there, and you have to wait for him to come out 1 more time. And you'll see here Justin's going to be using drill to get through this next section. The good thing about the drill is when you shoot it into an enemy, for some reason it like disables the hitbox, and you can just kind of dash through without taking any damage using that drill strat. And I believe he'll be using it up here as well with this ground muncher. Or he might air dash over. Yeah, it looks like he's going to air dash over. So for the tiger fight, a weird little like glitchy iframe thing where that with the buster shots, his iframes will like start over again. You can get 2 quick shots in on him before you start your next charge. So as you can see Justin doing here. This is probably next to Catfish. This is like another one of those big RNG moments because after he'll start doing some charge attacks. Justin getting a perfect pattern with no charges. That's really good. But each charge wastes a pretty significant amount of time, and he can do it pretty often and pretty early into the fight, which is frustrating. His intended weakness is the spinning blade, but like every other boss basically in this game, it actually makes his iframes a lot longer, so that's something you don't want to do. The Buster way is the fastest. Looks like EaB getting 1 charge, maybe 2. Nope, just 1. Also a really good pattern. Beetle Stage. You might have noticed Justin hit that little elevator that started going downwards. So there's also like tiny little secret areas that you can go to. And each one of those actually goes to the capsule into the abandoned factory. Or, Vile's secret stage. So we're actually not going to be going to any of them except the crawfish one. The crawfish one is the quickest capsule to get to. So you basically just ignore all the other ones. So he didn't fight Bit, and yeah, he's going to have to fight him here. Rick. He's forced to fight Bit. After this fight, we'll see where the lead lines up with EaB. Looks like he's going to be leaving the door at the moment that EaB is touching the door. See Justin using the drill right there. Make a quicker movement going through that little section. And then right alongside Tiger, we're coming into the catfish fight, which is the other big RNG spot. In the first race, you want to do as much damage as you can before he gets into a second phase, because in the second phase, doing damage on him takes longer. So the more damage you can get on in this first phase, the better. If I remember correctly, it was Justin, right? He got a one drill catfish in his warm up. No such luck here, but still not the worst fight. Looks like EaB getting similar luck. The only way to really make this fight quick is to catfish to do some jumps against the wall before the second phase starts. G-based. So, doesn't look like either got a very good catfish fight, but slight lead here. Like EAB throwing the acid right there. Showing off the little thing that you can do with the acid is throwing it up and down. The room with a view for the bite fight. So you'll see them both do this air dash right at the very end of the fight. And that is to throw an extra drill and then have Bite ram his head against the wall behind him, which allows you to get next to the door of the right side and shoot 11, so that it's basically just like an instant from the mini boss room. And then they're both going to be going to the secret stage here, like I mentioned earlier. And debris, it's all just random, and the best thing you can do to avoid it is use the Triad Thunder here. EAB was like confused at what just happened. Well, yeah, getting through those like weird mace chickens with one drill is not that precise, but pretty precise. It looks like he just dashed a little bit too much, fell off the edge there, and was like, oh, wait, what? Alright, and the Vial fight is pretty straightforward. For charge shots on him initially. The Bit and Bite, you don't want to kill them with their weakness. As I mentioned, it'll cause an explosion sequence and waste a ton of time. Kill him with his weakness, either Spinning Blade or the Ray Splasher. Killing Vial allows you to fight a different boss in Doppler 2. For the Mosquitoes mini boss. So we can get the Saber. Yeah, I like that analysis of Mega Man X music. I think X2 has some really, really cool music, honestly. One thing that's really, really cool about it, if you listen to it, is the drum tracks in X2 are just like super crazy. Justin still with a slight lead here as they come into the climb before Crawfish. So similarly to Seahorse, Crawfish has some weird glitched iframes. His weakness, it makes his iframes a little bit longer, and then he becomes vulnerable again. You'll notice they'll mash as many lemons as they can in between each Triad Thunder there. 3 cycle. Nice. Ooh, EaB almost getting the 2-cycle again. He was 2 away that time. I believe he was only 1 away the first time. Both fought bite. So at this point, any lead is basically what you see. So, there's not going to be any fluctuation there, as they both come into the gravity beat boot stage. Probably one of my favorite tracks in this game for sure. People who know this game, I would imagine. Let's see. I want to see this climb again from EaB. This fancy Buster and Acid climb. It's like Justin going with the drill strats. Usually what I do. Works just as well. Yeah, he does like a little slope jump there, and then throws the 2 acid up. That's pretty cool. Alright, and they're both coming into the beat boot fight. I guess there was something I didn't really mention in the first race. As they were just coming up to that last climb, it made me think. You'll notice X3 is... There's a lot of like vertical climbing sections in this game, so a pretty common theme. Makes me wonder, the developers of this game just thought, man, there's not enough wall kicking in Mega Man X1 and 2. I want more wall kicking. Make a bunch of vertical sections. I played Mega Man Extreme recently, actually. Fan. It was okay. It's just the controls are really weird. Alright, and so they're on to the last Maverick. I don't believe either of them are going to be going for the low percent ledge grabs here later. Oh, Justin is. Nice, gets the first one and the second one. Very nicely done. Yeah, this is a very close race. It's been very close the whole time, basically. Easy peasy with that mini boss. Same for EaB. As they both come into this rooftop section, which I mentioned last race, can be a source of a lot of lag. Just getting rid of the enemies with the Buster is the best way to mitigate that. And then there's one more tiny little vertical section here before we break some blocks, and then we're on to the boss fight. We'll drill strat there. Just basically ignore the little enemy completely. One tiny little difference I noticed there is Justin started the fight with a spinning blade. I don't I don't know if it really matters much either way. You can start with a charge shot or the spinning blade, basically. They both do 2 damage. I guess the charge shot would be preferable, maybe, because you can get it off earlier. You don't have to get so close to Hornet to shoot it off. But yeah, with that, they are done with the 8 Mavericks and onto the Doppler Stages. With Justin a shine of 27-20, 27-25. Very close race coming into the final stages. You'll see both of them going for this little acid gap here. Nice, Justin gets it. Just getting rid of that enemy. EaB2, getting rid of that enemy as you come up the ladder. Because there's no other way to get around that enemy, basically, other than to kill him with the acid. It's on you either way. Whoa, boy, EaB. Kinda close. That was a bit scary. Any little minor flub there on that section, and could spell your death right there. And strats here, I believe. Yeah, Justin does the standard first shot, jump around on the ice. EaB, you'll see he waits there a second, shoots off the ice, and then as it takes its travel time, you'll notice it has to wait a second before it starts going forward. He jumps at him, shoots the second ice, then jumps around. What's the second ice hit? Difference in strats there, just for that tiny little thing. Justin doing the dash over, and then yeah, EaB is gonna do the drill through the chicken dude there. Differences. So yep, now that we haven't fought and bit and bite, or now that we haven't destroyed bit and bite, they come back and then form into the God Cart Machine. The Ray Splasher. Oh, Justin jumping over. A little unconventional. Works the same though. Bird Slash, it's just as fun. So basically, taking a hit from that mini boss, the V-Rex wannabe, basically. If you don't grab any health up until that point, coming into the God Cart Machine, basically anything will one-shot you, which can be scary for new runners for sure. But the boss fight itself actually isn't that difficult, and he can only do he can do 2 things, then reach out to grab you. Both are pretty easy to dodge. So as you saw, both runners making pretty easy business of the God Cart Machine. Nice, Justin having a clean intro section of Doppler 2. As he switches to 0. And slash his time to die as well, basically. As we come into the Mosquitoes fight. Same thing, you want to let go one of the charge shots. Because the Mosquitoes just takes 1 charge shot and a saber. Oh boy, you see the Mosquitoes doing a little bit of a dance on 0 before he comes down. That's always nice. Exports at 21 and 23 for EaB. Wow, 2-second difference coming into elevator skip. See how our runners do. Both high-level runners, so should be no issue with the elevator skip. We hope to see. Justin very high. Oh, good. Nice. Oh no, EaB, no! Oh my god, he's still up. That was a crazy backup. He's good. He's good. World record holder, that's Luis Miguel. It's 39-39. $38. And so looks like EaB is sputtering a little bit. I think it was a 43, something like that. A little bit of a hiccup on the elevator skip cost him, but this is still a very, very close race as they come into the refights. Like we might be seeing a match 3. I can't call it early, but pace. Luis is, yeah, he's in the tourney. He is the final boss, basically. So whoever wins this match has to fight off or face off against Luis in the finals. Nice. There, Justin doing the last hit on the Buffalo from behind. I mentioned in the first race that the Saber, its hitbox actually activates as soon as it comes out of the hilt, which appears behind X. So the quicker you can get the hit on any of these bosses, the better. And the way to do that is to be facing away from them and let the back of the Saber. You see EaB doing it with the catfish. So like right as the Saber comes out, you notice it comes out from behind and the hitbox is active. Ooh, nice. Tiger. Oh no, Justin getting the... shooting a blank there. I can't remember why that happens. I feel like somebody's told me before, but yeah, for whatever reason, there's the weird thing where sometimes the Saber just won't come out. Oh no, EaB doesn't get the quick kill. Looks like he's just gonna do a standard fight. Oh no, no, no. Don't go away, Seahorse. Ooh, he's got a second shot. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. So the reason why that was so scary, time-wise, is because during the second phase, if you remember playing this game, he'll actually do this weird acid attack where he'll like the ground. And it takes a while before he comes back up. That's why that's bad news. Thankfully, jump around a little bit. That didn't happen. Nice. Justin hitting the drill. For sure. So after you let go of your charge shot and you want to shoot the Saber, you can't actually use the Saber until the initial charge shot is off screen. And so for that Tunnel Rhino fight, you notice Justin shot the charge shot into the drill and it kind of just tinked away. which is a really quick way of letting go of that shot and getting it off screen to shoot the saber faster. Like Justin going for the safety health. I think he's doing that because he wants to go for the quick kill here. So he's just going to let go of the first charge shot, which forces Doppler to go into his like regeneration attack. And then right after that, you shoot a saber, charge up the next one, let go of your charge shot. It's off screen pretty much instantly, and then you let go of the saber from behind, and it hits Doppler for the second hit. And by Justin. Doesn't look like EaB can go for it. He still has 2 health left, and he got it good. So now we're on to the final fight. So Doppler wasn't the bad guy after all. It was just Sigma corrupting him. But few saber hits, and he's done with the first phase. I like that little dance around the fireball there. That was interesting. Nice, gets the first shot, does the intentional bonk, and boom. Kaiser Sigma is down. And barring any unfortunate lava mishaps, I believe that will be a win for Justin, and we're on to round 3. Super, super close race. Like, dang, dude. It's crazy. Low 42, 40-18. That's a really good time. Isn't Justin's PB like only 10 seconds faster than that? Something like that? Like, that's crazy. Very nicely done by Justin. Thanks for EaB. So GG to both of you. And with that, I'm gonna take just a short, like 2-second break, grab a little bit more water, and then get on for the third race. Joining for commentary on the third race, so that'd be pretty cool. I'll let him know, of course, he's welcome. So yeah, I'll be back in just a moment. All right, and I'm back. Water in hand, so we're good to go. The first time I've actually commentated for a 2 of 3. So it's been interesting. That second race, I was definitely struggling to find new things to say.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be really silly. I haven't watched much of this. I just caught the tail end of that second race, so
Oh yeah, what's up,
I'll
Zam?
probably say a lot of redundant stuff.
So there was somebody in chat actually that made me wonder, do you know between the Japanese and English, besides the text, is there like other minor, like glitchy stuff that might be different between the two?
Not that I know of. I just know there are like bigger differences between the Super Nintendo and PlayStation versions.
Oh,
I don't
for
know
sure.
if there. I don't know if X3 in particular got a bunch of revisions that had bug fixes and whatnot.
Yeah, not like the like the 1.0, 1.1 for X1 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Scissors Shrimper. It's a pretty good name.
Mavericks in this game have the best names. I always mention that it's a real shame that you can skip the little intro cutscenes before the Mavericks in the run.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned last, like at the end of the last race. But I mean, you can still see them at the credits if you sit through the credits, I guess.
Yeah. Just need to use some JRTA like RPG timing that includes the credits.
Yeah, I feel like I heard about that a while ago. So like explosions that they go through anyway. Isn't there like some weird different rules for that? Like Forbidden Bite, don't you get the explosions anyway?
Forbidden Bite, you don't get the explosions if you like kill them with Buster or like a weapon that's not their weakness. You only get the explosion if you actually kill them. Same goes for Vile. Violet's really bad if you don't kill him though. So you can't.
Well, yeah, that's run over basically.
Yeah.
It's like Justin reset. You could be getting going here in just a moment.
Yeah, looks like both runners are in the race channel.
You know, that's like one thing I never check when I'm doing this commentary thing. It's like I never get into the race channel, so I'm just like, I'm just like anticipating it. Like, when's it gonna happen?
Yeah, you just wait for them both to be at the title screen, like moving X around. You're like, all right, they're gonna be starting soon, I think.
Yeah, it's like at that point now I know. Yep, so Justin's at the menu. You know what that means.
Yeah. Just waiting on stream delay now. They've started the race. And we're off.
Alright, good luck Justin, good luck EAB. This will be the deciding one right here. So with the first race, Justin unfortunately had to forfeit to Tunnel Rhino. And EAB finished the run, obviously. And then for the second race, it was really, really close basically the whole time. And then EAB made some little flubs here and there towards the end, which allowed Justin to keep his lead and then finish it off with a victory.
Oh yeah, I saw the elevator skip in particular was really scary for EAB. It's like Justin's got a pretty minor lead coming to the latter half of the intro stage.
Yeah, you know what'd be crazy is if he ends this with a 1 second lead. It'd be 3 in a row. Oh, right, the quick kill on Seahorse Fight. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was a big one, too. If Seahorse would have done his evasive maneuver, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, where you like goes down under the stage. And you can't do anything until he comes back up. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it's
that always happens to me when I like mess up the quick kill and the refight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fortunately enough, it didn't happen to EAB. He missed, I think, 1 or 2 sabers too. The horse just kept jumping around for him. Yep, and then again, Justin going for the right wall, and you'll see EAB doing this left wall strat.
Gotta go for the sick tech.
Yeah. What's funny is I started practicing that not too long ago, and I realized it's not as difficult as I thought it was, especially if you if you're omitting the double kick. I thought it was a lot harder than it actually is.
Yeah, it's like a super free version of Iceless. Like that ledge isn't actually that difficult to get around. Like, the harder part is actually just stopping in time so you're not too far from the wall to kick again.
So let's see here. It's 240 port for 0, and then 243. Oh, okay. So not a second lead.
EAB sunk 0 into the pit.
Yeah.
The precious frames. EAB, you're behind enough.
Alrighty, so Blizzard Buffalo stage. Pretty movement heavy. And I mentioned in the first 2 races, so I'm going to get super redundant here with this one. We got some ice physics. And on each one of these down slopes, you can gain a bunch of speed when you jump out of them. So you'll see them doing that for those first 2. And then and then at the very end as well, after we get the dash boots.
Ooh, and EAB getting the left wall there as well. That one's making use of another property of the ice physics in this stage, where if you are walking left and jump, then your jump is higher than it normally is. And you can also sort of make use of the other ice physics, where you kind of keep some of your momentum in that direction. I think it's a little weird.
Oh, really? That's interesting. That was something I first saw you do actually in one of those races. I'm sure other people have done it before, but I noticed you do that turnaround before the first ladder gap, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
It's really silly if you miss it though.
Yeah.
That's where ice physics go completely not in your favor if you mess that up like one time. Alright, Justin with a pretty clean Buffalo fight. EAB having a little bit of trouble, but you got a green shot in there. It's difficult to really execute that fight like perfectly.
Yeah.
Just getting far away so you can fire the lemon while Buffalo is like currently on invincibility frames to try to hit him as soon as he comes out and get a head start on the charge to get the 2 damage shot in. Just like a little thing to save a good chunk of time over Just like consecutive charge shots, point blank.
Yeah, I feel like New told me at one point in my stream is it like 6 or 7 seconds total, done perfectly. Might be a little bit less. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's an appreciable amount. It's worth learning it.
Yeah.
Runners are still pretty close so far.
Yeah. Whoa, that was interesting. Just didn't have the jump come out soon enough, I guess. Probably the most forgettable mini boss right here. Just mash a bunch of ice shots into him and he goes down pretty quick.
Yeah, he hardly has a chance to really do anything.
Yeah, and it's like, I almost pity the guy because he's like putting his hands up like, no, stop hitting me.
Like trying to swat you away, like, no, just go away. The door's open.
Yeah. You don't have to fight me, the door's open. Anyway, I'll say they both had a little bit of a flub trying to get that gap at the top of the climb.
Yeah, I'm convinced that gap jump is a lie. I only ever get it in practice. I don't think I've ever gotten it in a run.
I used to dash into it. I don't know why I ever did that, but I got used to it for a while, and then I watched Louise just run a few times in that spot specifically. He just walks into it so casually, and I'm like, oh, okay, I should do that instead.
Alright, looks like both of them getting a quick kill on Seahorse. Justin going for a slightly different method of doing it, where you like avoid triggering his full invincibility and just hitting him out of the air. It can kind of speed up the cycles you get a little bit. It's a bit quicker overall. EaB took the, I guess, safer kind of backup option for if you accidentally just hit him. You can get a nice 2 cycle that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially you'll have enough. Usually you'll have done enough damage at that point so that you come around to the other side and it's the rest. Alright, so they're on to Tunnel Rhino Stage. Especially for new runners, this can be a pretty unforgiving stage. Little rock enemies pack a pretty heavy punch, so you don't really want to take any contact damage from anything in this stage.
Yeah, contact damage is killer. There are the little tank enemies that have like a random attack that's like determined right when they're coming on screen. That can be difficult to avoid. And then the mini boss is like mandatory damage that you have to take.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just like you're already taking some damage, and there's just a ton more damage that you can take. So it's a really easy stage to die in. EaB getting bit. This can also happen. You can also get hit on bit. Which is
oh yeah, you have to force
kind
it.
of annoying.
It's doing some sort of a attack. He would do the projectiles, I believe, right? And then you kind of have to just dash into him to take a boost.
Yeah. The actual projectiles deal 3 or 4 damage. I don't remember which one. But a direct contact hit on bit and bite only deals 1. So if you're going to take damage, that's the one you want to go for.
Yeah. Seems opposite to what you would think.
Yeah. Yeah, in a lot of cases, like, contact damage on the boss does more. I don't know why exactly. It's just 1 for them. Justin playing it safe a little bit, trying to keep as much health as he can have.
Yep. And he's into the fight. Justin has a much larger lead than he does at this point. That's only because EaB has fought in Bit already. So at whatever point Justin has to fight Bit in the next 2 stages, they'll get lined back up. And I mentioned in the first couple races, thankfully neither one had died in the stage after the mini boss room. And if you do that for whatever reason, Tunnel Rhino unlocks all of his other moves. So at this point, now that they both haven't died, basically is forced to just ram his head back and forth. EaB doing a little interesting strat there, just throwing the acid up casually. Not worried about the charges whatsoever. Oh, Justin almost getting the gap there. So he's going for the ice. And then for this mini boss, hopefully we'll see a quick kill. Interesting door entry there by Justin. Gets a quick kill, very nice. And then you see EaB is doing a buster strap there to get through that hallway. The ice for the mini boss. Also gets a quick kill, nice. And you'll notice right after they get that quick kill, as soon as they lay on the ground, they want to dash into the door. So when you actually get the last hits on the mini boss, you still have a little bit of movement. So during that time, you want to just dash into the door to get like an immediate exit from the room. Oh boy.
Getting hit by those guys deals so much damage.
Yeah.
Like, that's an enemy that belongs in Tunnel Rhino's stage.
Yeah, it's weird. It would belong there.
It'd be in good company. Enemies that deal way too much damage.
Yeah, I've always wanted.
They could put like a bunch of those guys behind all the tank enemies, so when you try to jump over them, you land on those guys.
Yeah, I've wondered about those enemies actually, because it's like that's the only spot in the whole game that they show up.
Yeah.
Like, wonder what they for that.
The stage has other unique enemies too. I don't think, like in the beginning of the stage, there are a couple enemies that kind of look like little trash cans, and they chuck spears at you.
Oh yeah, and they're there.
Else.
That's weird. Only had one charge, I think. That was a pretty good pattern. Tiger and Catfish are the two Mavericks in this game that can deal out a lot of bad RNG. See how EaB gets. Looks like he's getting a first charge. He might get a second one.
2. 2 isn't that bad. Especially not in a race.
Yeah.
It's really not unusual to get like 5.
Still holding out for Justin to get that legendary no drill.
Yeah.
The one thing that only occurs during practice. Never in a run.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't believe he fought Bit in Tiger Stage, so now he's going to be forced to fight him.
I think he's getting Bit right now.
Yep.
EaB having a little bit of trouble in that first climb. I think that was mostly just drop jump inputs and stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that earlier, but do you have the answer on that one? So the dropped inputs, is it the frame after you land onto the ground?
It's the frame. It's the frame after X stops walking. So like it happens a lot if you need to like turn around and then jump, because often you'll end up walking for some short amount of time, and then pressing jump, and if you just hit that one frame window, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I get that a lot. I was trying to do like a CFO strat on Catfish during some of my low percent runs. Then every time I would turn around to shoot a lemon, it was just like, poop, nothing.
Yeah. That happened to me a lot when I was trying to do the buffalo fight, actually. Like, I would go to the right, turn around, and then X would just start charging. I'm like, no, you skipped something in between.
Looks like Justin called out a 2-drill in chat. Oh, he's getting the jumps. I believe him now.
Yeah.
Nice.
If he got the triad, that would have been the 0.
So that's gonna...
It's really close to like a nearly perfect 1-drill, too.
Yeah.
The 1-drill is ideal because you can hit him with the charge shot, then the iframe reset happens, and then you just immediately hit him with the drill.
So that was a port of 1710, I think. Let's see, EAB 1717. So it didn't give him that much of a lead, but it definitely helped.
Yeah, they're gonna be a lot closer now until one of them fights Bite and the other one doesn't.
Let's get the room with the view, like last race.
Oh yeah, it's a great room.
Let's see EAB do these 2 down acids. Oh no, he's just gonna start shooting up.
Well, it looks like Justin gets this room.
Yep, and then EAB is moving on. It's weird without the bitter bite fight secret stage. I feel like this stage for sure, Crushed Crawfish, is like super short.
Yeah, like the only thing that makes it long is having to go to Vial.
Man, EAB getting hit by that debris. I mentioned in the last 2 races that debris is pretty much random, and the best way, pretty much the only way to really try to avoid that is by using the Triad Thunder. That you release it at the right time.
Yeah, and then you try to release it at the right time, and then what ends up happening is a rock just slips through like right before or right after.
Yep. So the mysterious Maverick has been revealed. What a shocker, it's Vile. So yeah, you were mentioning, or we were talking about the Vile fight. You want to kill this guy with a weakness for sure, so you can get the Mosquitoes boss fight later on. And the fastest way to do that is start off the fight with 4 charge shots, and then finish off with the Ray Splasher. And if any of these Ray Splasher hits miss, especially if it's the last one and then you're out, that's a big time run over spot, because we're not allowed to get the Saber after that point. It's usually not like that big of an issue for runners of this game, but if it does happen, it's pretty unfortunate.
It would probably be a bit more of an issue if Vile's like whole pattern weren't completely scripted and obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you always know exactly what he's going to be doing, it's a little easier to deal with. And only missing the final shot really matters a ton in terms of like being able to finish the run.
Because at any other point, you can just start with charge shots.
Yeah, you just switch back to Buster for a little bit. certainly not unusual to just do 1 or 2 more buster shots than you even need on the right armor fight, so you can just like go ham on the Ray Splasher and not mind if 1 shot misses. That jump over the that chicken that Justin tried to do, it's actually like really difficult to land on the top platform.
Yeah.
Like whenever you land on a lower platform, then you land and then X stops walking against the wall, so it's really easy to just get a drop jump input there too.
See if EAB gets the 1 cycle, or 2 cycle, sorry. And he gets it, finally. The first 2 races, he was either 1 or 2 away. It's like, dang, that sucks.
Well, that's not too bad, and you just go Triad, and you're okay.
Yeah. Man, I've seen Louise do this fight, and it's like, he's not even sweating. He's just like, the 2 cycle happens way before Crush Crawfish gets his like 3rd instance of iframes.
Yeah, Louise is really quick at switching his grip back and forth to do like double mashing. Does that like really consistently on X1 intro. I'm sure that served him well in that fight.
EAB gets the bite fight. So we'll see where they line up at this point. Looks like Justin will probably be a little bit ahead here as he comes up to the door.
Yeah, looks like he's still got his lead of, what was it? 6 or 7 seconds after after Catfish.
Movement at 52 coming out of the door. Then about 59 for EAB. Strat that he does here. Flubbed it a little bit, but it was really clean the first 2 times with the slope jumps and the up acids. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a fun strat. I like that one.
Looks like EAB was trying to go for the double kick. Didn't have quite enough height to scale that ledge there.
Yeah. And back on the subject of bosses where you always know what they're gonna do. Ray Splasher just makes this guy hop forward toward you. Once in a while he'll try to do his attack where he becomes almost invincible and then charge at you. But Ray Splasher knocks him out of that. So
yeah. This boss is pretty trivial. Alright, and they're coming up to the last Maverick. I think Justin's going to go for those low percent ledge grabs again.
I hope he does. They're so fast too. When you get them right. They get messed up, then it's a little sad.
Yep. Oh boy. And then he just goes for the up dash.
Yeah, the up dash is not a bad backup.
You have to commend him for sticking with his hop strat. Yeah, he tries. He tries. Fortunate for him, X can dash and up dash and all sorts of things to get away. You can see Justin coming up to the rooftop, using the Buster to get rid of these enemies and some lag associated with that.
He opened with the fully charged shot though. It's kind of lag city.
Yeah, that's something I do too. I would like to get rid of that, but
it's really hard to like avoid using that. It's so consistent to just use the fully charged shot. Like everything else is significantly more difficult. Or at least everything else that like doesn't lag at all.
like he's gonna start with the spinning blade again. I was wondering actually last race, I was debating with myself if there's really any big difference between the two. Obviously there wouldn't be a big difference, but like starting with a charge shot, I guess you could technically release it sooner, I would assume.
Yeah, you can release it from pretty far away, and the Buster shots travel fast. So it might be a fairly small difference. Whatever you're more comfortable with doing, I guess. If you don't like doing the weapon swaps while setting up your position for the next shot, maybe just do the weapon swap beforehand.
Yeah. Alright, so with the 8 Mavericks down, Justin is in the lead. I believe it was
27-25.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to last race, actually.
EAB is not far behind with 27-34.
About 9-10 seconds.
Yeah. Coming up on the least forgiving sections of the game. This could be anyone's race.
Nice.
Yo, the acid gap.
I've always wondered what causes X to move his sprite after that.
Weird things happen when you collect an item at the same time as performing some other kind of action. So I've noticed other weird things, when those guys on the wall drop a health on you when you're doing a kick, X kind of does a double kick, but I think it's just visual, it doesn't actually slow you down. But yeah, I really don't know why it affects his, how high he climbs up out of the ladder. It just makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh boy. Looks like EAB trying to do that strat there. And a little bit, but he's still good. Justin gonna get some safety health. Something I didn't really mention very much in the first 2 races. There's 2 weapons in this game that will give you guaranteed drops, and that's the ice and the acid. For the ice you get health drops, and then the acid will give you weapon energy.
And then there's the special case in the refights where if you whack the center pillar thing with the saber, you get a 1-up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's little things like that I feel like when I was a kid I didn't really know about, but I wish I would have.
Yeah, especially the 1-up thing, that would have been really nice in a casual playthrough. Well, that was pretty slick. He just jumped over the second fist that came in to punch him.
Yeah, I've noticed Louise doing that recently too. I think it's pretty cool. I imagine you can get the Ray Splasher hit in just a little bit sooner there.
Yeah, depending on what kind of invincibility frame cycle you're on, could be a nice trick to try to do.
Like Justin having a pretty clean intro section here. Nicely done. Taking damage from any of these enemies here too. As he switches to Zero, coming into the Mosquitoes boss fight to get the Saber.
EaB took 1 hit in the start there, which isn't the end of the world. He only took 4 damage.
Yeah, is that enough to complete the skip?
Yeah, he should still be good to go.
Yeah.
As long as you don't take like contact damage from one of those big red guys or take 2 hits, then I think you're just okay.
Yeah. I still wouldn't be surprised if he decides to take a little bit of health from the floor enemy. But yep, now we get the Saber from Zero. Just lets us do some neon jumps.
Zero's always here to give us weaponry, dude.
Yeah.
X1, he dies and you take his arms. Now he dies and you take his sword. He's running out of body parts to give.
There's something interesting EaB does right here. He's actually gonna do like a little saber cancel. Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, that's such a cool one to do.
And then Justin gets the skip, easy peasy. EaB right behind him. Let's see how he does. It's like no funny business this time around, so he's up there good.
Release that charge shot just a tad early. I think if you delay that shot a little bit, you can just kill the enemy.
Yeah, and you see them both go to the left there.
Yeah,
that
baits
forces.
out that attack.
Yeah, baits out the attack, and then getting rid of the charge shot, tinking against the little sickle there, and allowing you to get the saber off a little bit faster. All right, and now the most exciting part of the run. Always the most exciting, the refights. I think EaB doing a similar strat there. Similar idea to a lot of the other things is just getting rid of the charge shot off screen a lot quicker than you can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Neither of them got the really stupid hornet pattern, where instead of going for the oh jeez, I don't even know what the attack's called. The one where he just kind of comes directly at you and tries to poke you.
Yeah.
You can also just start going into a figure 8, and that's really annoying, and like you're never sure what to do when it happens because it's so rare you never prepare for it.
Yeah. Nice. Justin getting the quick kill.
EaB got a pretty nice pattern on Catfish. Totally guaranteed to not take damage by avoiding the triad.
Yeah, and then Justin just taking one little bonk there. Of all the refights, Tiger's the only one that could actually give you a little bit of trouble, I would imagine. Just because his range of attacks can be on a saber and then accidentally sabering him while he's blocking is never a good thing.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the saber counts as a charge shot, and Tiger always blocks charge shots if he's not already doing an attack. But yeah, EAB opened the Beetle Refight with a Ray Splasher. That was to avoid the invincibility attack the Beetle could start with. And it also allows you to dump your charge shot directly into Beetle instead of having to fire it off screen. It's a really minor time saver.
And then Justin taking a little bit of a damage from one of those little, I think Justin named it at one point as like a rebound striker or something like that. But yeah, right when it comes out, it doesn't really deal that much damage, but it increases the wall. So taking that hit wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah, if you hit by it immediately, it's fairly low.
Oh boy.
Justin got a green shot and that just ruined everything. Well, that and Rhino was actually using one of his more annoying attacks.
Yeah.
Those drills just outright block the saber. You can't saber through them. You have to like wait for Rhino to get to the other side.
Yeah, really. I never thought about that. Like if you're close enough to Rhino for to reach him, you're saying it still wouldn't do any damage either way.
Yeah, it would just get blocked. That's why he waited so long. But then, like the animation of X pulling out the saber took so long, he just got hit anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. So it generally two shots all of the bosses, but there's two bosses in particular, Seahorse and Crawfish, that have some like weird glitched iframes. So that in the middle of it, health instantly.
I was wondering what he was gonna do. He had really low health coming out of the refights.
Yeah, taking
looks
that
like
health.
Justin just took the spare health on the left over there.
Is that enough health to do the quick kill? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think it only does 6 damage. Ooh,
Justin. He released the saber just a little too early.
I think that was something with a charge shot, so the charge shot hit him.
Yeah,
The saber, I think if you do the saber early, then it still hits him, I believe.
All right. Well, with that, Justin has let go of the lead, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
I think for that very reason, that's why I started like jumping at the wall, because then if I release the charge shot at a weird timing, then it's above him anyway,
yeah.
and then I could just fall into place and hit him with the saber. It's roughly equivalent. It might be a little slower. And there we go. You got the quick kill a second time around. EAB coming up on the Sigma fights. Ooh, playing it safe a little bit, waiting for all the fireballs, not trying to hit him in between.
Yeah.
He might know he's ahead, just playing it a little safe. Getting hit on that fight is like one of the worst things that can happen, because the easiest like fast strat you can do on the final boss here is to like plan on taking one hit in between your attacks. Yeah, and you'll see him do it right there, just crash right into him, dump the charge shot into his leg, and then jump and saber him again.
Yeah. Unless you go for that crazy neon strat.
Oh, and Justin took a hit.
He does the little the back hit as Sigma's flying up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll see what strat he goes for. You can do some really goofy saber jump up to try to hit him. I think what I prefer to go for in terms of like faster strats are to just get to the left and then do a wall kick and then just turn and saber, and it should hit him.
Oh.
Ooh, he crashed into his hand. Oh, looks like Justin just is gonna give up.
Yeah. Well, even with that death to Doppler, I guess barring that death as well, that would have been like a high 40, something like that. Looks like EAB finishes with 40-36. I'm not sure what the race channel says. GG to EAB.
RaceBot says EAB's finished first with a 40-38.
Okay. Nicely done to both. Good showing by Justin. Unfortunately, had some mishaps towards the end there.
The end was a little sad to see. These things happen. It's X3 after all.
It is X3.
And with that, congratulations to EAB. He moves on to the next round. How far along is this bracket anyway?
He's facing Louise in the final.
Oh.
So, in all honesty, maybe Justin won this because now he doesn't have to race Louise.
Well, maybe this was just fate. This game is truly Brazil's speedrun game.
Yeah.
It's the Speedruns Brazil Team Kill Finals. EAB throwing up the Mio picture.
All right, so I'm not in the race channel, but I'm not 100% certain if Justin wants to talk a little bit about that race or EAB. I'm not sure, but really good race. The second race in particular was really, really good.
Oh, and looks like Justin saying he surrenders the third place match to Madu.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Well, maybe Justin just has better things planned. I know he's been on the Super Mario RPG grind lately.
Oh, yeah.
Might just be not feeling playing X3 a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And with that, the top 3 of the Mega Man X3 tournament is all just Brazil.
I can't say I'm
It looks like EAB doesn't wanna do an interview. He says maybe when I lose to Louise, just because it's the final.
okay. I'm getting a little hungry myself, actually. Yo, what up, Justin?
Hey. This is a new mic, so hopefully it'll work like it's supposed to.
Well, I can hear you.
Okay, let me get my headphones on because my microphone's right by the speakers. Okay, how about now?
Alright.
Yes,
We getting any
sounds good to
echo? Alright, sounds fine.
Okay, cool. This stupid game. I shouldn't have gone for that quick kill. I should have just played it safe. I had the damage, but that shot apparently hit him after his iframes expired.
Yeah,
And
I've had that happen a bunch of times. I was mentioning on commentary that I just kind of quit doing the quick kill that way, and I just started jumping at the wall to do it. So that way the shot's above him no matter what.
I knew I was ahead, and like I didn't know by how much. I think it was like maybe 7 seconds.
Yeah,
But
it was in that neighborhood, 7 to 10.
but dying twice in the first race, that really made me a little upset because eight jump input caused me to blow 2 charge shots on the Hell Crusher, and then I dropped another one on the Rhino Fight when I went to the wall. I didn't get a jump, and he hit me.
It's really unfortunate. I missed that race, but
The
Yeah,
second
I
race,
heard.
everything went fine. Second race, but this last one was I don't know. It was a poor decision, and there was no coming back from it because I knew Ro wasn't going to die because he had plenty of health, and I was like, well, I have to go all in, and if I die, it's over. So I just went for it, and I frame screwed.
Yeah, it happens. This game is very unforgiving.
What's stupid is that Buster hits behind X if he's standing, and that's what happened. Like, as soon as his standing animation came up, the Buster shot went off, and the Buster hit him, and that was like, oh, over, it's done.
Yeah. Well, I noticed on the Discord that you're forfeiting the third
Yes.
place match with Madu.
Yeah,
So you can carry on the SMRPG grind.
I only played during the tournament when I had a match. I did not really practice at all, so I'm very surprised that I was able to churn out low 40s at will until like this. I got a race PB just on match 2. Like, I don't know if anybody realized that. Like, I've been churning low 40s all tournament except the one race against Laseki that I didn't die, but I just had horrible gameplay. Or maybe I did die. I can't remember, but it's been low 40s for me this whole tournament, so I can at least leave knowing that I played that consistent. And that's all that I can ask for. If I can play that consistent, win or lose, that's all that matters. So I've had 40. I had a 40-20, 40-24, 40-21. I had a 40-19 before the match tonight in practice, and I had a 40-18 really in that match. The race spot was late.
Yeah, it was impressive.
So nothing below a 40-30 except for one race. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to Mario RPG. That's my zoning. I don't know if anybody realizes, but I hit a 250, so I can conceivably get world record. So I'm gonna try to get close to it.
Yeah, I feel like I saw recently there was a PB video on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you streaming that pretty regularly, actually. Oh, good luck on that SMRPG grind. I know that game can be pretty rough.
But yeah, just dying, just forfeiting, having to forfeit the first match because I died twice. That really put me on tilt. So, what can I say?
Come back from crazy stuff like that.
I mean, Tiki lost to me in the X2 tournament because of a similar mistake. So, it's come full circle. So, but that was a one race. There was no best 2 of 3, but